Oh, we're live now. Well, I'll tell
What
you
is
anyway.
good?
It's Rap Latte. I'm Torre.
And I am King Green. These are deeper conversations about hip hop and Screwface back. We said Screwface back. Yeah.
You're what's
Welcome
good,
back,
y'all?
man.
I'm back. I'm back. Love the show. Very honored to be on it 2 times. I'm always in the chat regardless.
Oh,
So yeah, big fan. You know.
this
Oh no,
this is
you
not
you
gonna this is not gonna be the last time.
yeah, you a
The
regular
Oh
now,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know,
the phone gonna
I'm
stay
always here,
ringing.
man.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Most definitely. Yeah.
But there's a lot going on. There's a whole little battle beef. Is it a battle or is it beef? It's not music, so it's just beef.
It's beef.
Uh,
It's a little
what are we?
beef. We're talking
Yeah.
about 50 Cent and Joe Budden.
I think
Don't
it's
you have
beef.
to call it 50 and Joe Budden and Gotti? Because it's all three of them. Even though he's
Yeah.
not with us anymore, he's part of it.
It's
I
just
wouldn't God bless the dead. I don't put anybody who's passed away into anything, and I don't like speaking on people who were passed away. That's my perspective.
I understand that,
it's
but
just
he
more.
is
It's
but
more
he
murder
he
than
is a player in this story, and we wouldn't be here with it being 50 and Budden if the Gotti 50 beef before wasn't a thing. Tell him the story from the beginning.
Okay, let me tell you the story from what I know in very simple terms. So Irv Gotti passes away, and we all know Irv Gotti had beef with 50 Cent. 50 Cent made a post on his Instagram making a
And
mockery.
you said real street beef, not musical bullshit between
no.
Gotti and 50. They're both Queens guys, connected with connected guys, like real
Blood
guys,
shot.
like real shit.
Yeah, I mean, screw. You know what'd you say? It was beef two where
Yeah, it
that
was like I
story
think the Beef 2 DVD where he's wearing like that basketball. I think he's wearing and he's out on that balcony and he's
on the
talking about
balcony.
Ja Rule and Irv Gotti and the whole Murder Inc. beef that he had. It was a real street beef. Like it wasn't just music. It
Yeah,
was way before the music actually. But yeah,
And somebody got stabbed out of
that's what
this.
in that beef DVD. Anybody can see it. He said that 50 said that someone was in the studio, lights turned out, somebody got poked, nobody died or anything like that, and Irvin them in the beef DVD said that. 50 said that. That's something that on the beef DVD. As a kid, we
Who
all
got
saw this.
poked? Who got poked?
Don't know. I don't remember who got.
Somebody on
Who,
50's side.
yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
it was 50.
So it's
Was
Well,
it
real
was
street
50?
beef.
it was
It's
50.
real street beef. Blood has been shed, whatever. And when Gotti dies, 50 was his normal fucked up self.
Also,
He made a mockery of it, and just like me, he's like, I'm never going to speak on dead people like that. That's just how. That's just my own honor code. But um, uh in that way, because I don't know, maybe someone's passed away for so long you make a joke. I don't want somebody to hear this and then get me later on in life, but but I'm talking about like if I make a joke about Thomas Edison, you know, the guy's dead. But anyway, but what was I saying? No, but he made that mockery. Joe Button tried to say he shouldn't have done that, and 50 was wrong for that, and 50 came at Joe Button and is still going at Joe Button. I go on Instagram every day, see 50 Cent posts, and I be forgetting that I be following 50 Cent, and then you just see him posting Joe Button naked, or AI versions of Joe Button naked walking in the street, posting shit about Joe Button, all the stuff he said about him and his dog, just random shit. You
yeah.
know,
Wait,
50's a
wait,
troll.
wait. You know, Green, we have to be a little more specific. What was that about him and his dog?
I don't know. You know more than me. I don't
How do
remember what
I
he did
know
with his
you're
dog.
telling the story?
I know that Joe. I don't pay. I literally do not know what he did to his
What
dog.
Joe was saying on his podcast, I think he was joking, but like he said some weird, like he does some weird sexual stuff with his dog, some
Well, let's let he
with the dog.
it's weird sexual stuff with the dog makes it sound,
That
I
sounds
think, more
crazy.
than it is. He said on the show that he touches his dogs in their genitals, which I guess gets them excited. But I don't think it's a we are doing something together. I am just getting you excited.
First of all,
That was
that's weird.
crazy. That
First
was
of all, that's
crazy.
weird.
I am
Fifty
I'm
has
mad
a
at
weird
you for
scared.
version
telling
of
that
the meme,
story.
but
God,
okay.
what the fuck? But 50 is spewing this shit because Joe rightly called him out. You just fucking respect the dead. You don't have to say anything when a nigga dies. It doesn't
Well,
matter if Joe are beefing.
my thing about that is I see both sides of it, honestly, because when it comes to 50 also getting shot, like that was, tied to that whole bubble of people too, and they use that to make fun of him. So it goes kind of, I feel like I get the whole, like, you don't speak on the dead, you don't ever do that. There's a certain respect you have to have. I see that side of it, and that's how I would go in public. But if I'm thinking that people had something to do with getting me shot, getting me stabbed, getting me blackballed, I think then it goes a different level, because had they been successful, 50 wouldn't be
Would
here
been be
forever.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like he more, um, when you go back and listen to Many Men, that
Mm-hmm.
song, I feel like when you listen to that and you feel that energy, it'll remind you, because I think we're just so separated from that moment,
Yeah.
that it'll remind you
Really?
where his brain was after that. And
Also,
maybe if that,
I agree with
go ahead.
you. I want to cut you off just to say that everybody's was alive. Herb Gotti died for however he passed away, but everybody's alive now. So it's easy for us to be like, oh, this is what should have happened, this is what you did. But just like Screw said, he could have not been here. And if that another side was a part of that, are you forgiving these people? I can't tell him who to forgive and how to work. And also, this is 50 Cent trolled his way into multi millions of
That's
dollars.
it.
You're gonna tell him
That
how
part.
to how to work. Yes, you could say that it's corny. Yes, you could say it's wrong for you, but he is not inconsistent. That's all we can say.
He is not inconsistent, and I'm not going to say what he should or should not do. I'm going to say what he does do. He has been, since day one in hip hop, king troll. He
Hmm.
starts off his whole career with How to Rob, where he described in detail how he would rob all the popular rappers and singers in ways that related to their music. This was when he was an unknown entity, and it pissed a lot of people off and it freaked a lot of people out. And it was a funny kind of novelty record, but it did make noise, at least in the New York area. And people were mad at him. And what does he do as he's coming into the music? He starts trolling Ja Rule. And throughout his career, he's been trolling different people. Maybe he's righteous in many situations for his justification, but this guy loves attacking other people, calling them out by name, not just rappers. He'll do it to Oprah. He's like Trump. He'll do it to anybody. He loves the
Facts.
attention, he loves the adrenaline, he loves feeling like the bully of hip hop. And so, I mean, like, Joe doesn't even deserve this barrage from 50. He just said the right thing of like, you should be chill when the man passes away. And if 50 wanted to say what Screw said, you don't know the whole story, Joe. Like, they laugh when I got shot. That I can understand and respect. But he's like, you be walking naked in your building at night. You be touching your dog. Like, what? Now you're just trolling.
Yeah. We got a live chat that says screw they spiraling because the fake tweets failed. Yeah, them fake tweets failed. So
You already know, man.
all
Nothing
that,
real can be, nothing unreal exists.
yeah, I'm talking
That's a
about.
quote.
We'll move on. We'll move on to that. But like the whole situation, I just thought it was interesting that, like, because I'm looking at Instagram and I see 50 just trolling Joe Budden. I did not know why, so I had to go look into it, because it's like, I don't even know why you trolling this dude. Last he stopped trolling Diddy, got Diddy out of there, and now he's moved on to somebody else. I didn't understand what's going, but we can end it there. I want to talk about some new music. I also want to talk about what Screw's been up to. And only beef that I really care about is Screw's beef with Diddy.
Yo, is he still banned from Twitch?
I think so. I think
No.
so. I haven't heard about him being unbanned.
Yeah,
Wow.
I haven't heard
That's a
anything
lot of
from him.
money. That's a lot of money he's losing there.
Yeah.
Because that was
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
daily life.
It's
Yeah.
his daily life, but his Instagram and YouTube are really I think his bread and butter though.
Yeah.
Really? More than the Twitch stream?
Yeah, I think that Instagram became like
Uh,
I was just saying Instagram became like his like
oh yeah.
a magazine. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but yeah,
He started on
Hmm.
YouTube and stuff, so that's kind of like I would think the bread and butter. Because I think more you go over to those other places and stuff like that, but that's where I think the whole
the core
what's it
audience
called
is at.
foundation.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, the core fan base.
I
So what else you
mean,
got?
he's such a big figure in the hip hop media ecosphere, but losing him is not a loss to anybody. And that's fucking crazy. Joe has a voice that matters in this ecosphere. There's other people we could call out, Curtis, we could go on, like, who are like, they have a valuable voice. And when things happen, we want to understand, like, what do they say? What do they think about that? Nobody is like, academics' voice is missed in all of this. We need to understand what academics would say if this happens or that happens. Drake's mouthpiece has been silent. Oh, damn it. I did it. Freedom. I was trying
I
to
think
stay
it's
away
more
from the
just.
D word. And I just,
I think it's more about what you put into um everything into the atmosphere is what you kind of get back type stuff. Where it's like if really it was more about like the salaciousness of stuff and once that gets quieted or once that gets removed off of a big platform, people just find other salacious stuff. So it's like if you don't build like a real core of people who really like are there for your takes and stuff and for your thing, then you're not gonna last on just stringing along shock moments because eventually someone's gonna be more shocking.
That's
is
true.
There's
has somebody replaced him in your mind? Like somebody rising where his fans are like, we need somewhere else to go?
what I'm noticing, honestly though, is like I think someone like him, he'll always have like a corner of people. He'll always have a thing. What I'm like, he'll be straight. But what I'm noticing is taking over is more like genuine hip hop media in a way. I think it's coming back. Like it's like
We right
even
here.
like what?
I said we
We right
right
here.
here.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say. I was like, it's like you guys. It's like I go to like you said Curtis a lot. I go to the Company Man a lot, and sometimes like the Company Man did a video about Drake dropping his lawsuit, and it was like a big video, and I saw a lot of people like reacting from it, and a lot of people getting their source of information from that, and like even what you guys are doing, like with bringing Josh Johnson on here and stuff like that, I feel like I spend more time now watching that stuff, seeing that stuff on my timeline. Even when like on Twitter and stuff, you go to like Double XL magazine is getting like a Double XL magazine, Billboard. They're like super, what's it called, heavy, getting heavy,
Gossip.
more heavier. Yeah, and posting like their own type videos on stuff like that. So I'm seeing more of that on my timeline than I'm actually seeing I don't know what the trolley salacious stuff. I
Content,
guess.
which it
Yeah.
comes from academics, and the issue I have is that when you have a personality that's about trolling or gossip and all that type of stuff, as well as the financial part of hip hop, which is academics' personality, because his personality was based on those accomplishments because he's insecure and he needs to make those things important. He projects that in his content, right? Like you go through academics' content and on the page, and it's like this nigga bought a new chain. Why do I care what this nigga bought a new chain? Should I show me what he bought for? Let me know his Chipotle order too, nigga. I don't care what this nigga
We
is
know
doing
about
with
his
his life.
DoorDash. We
Like,
know too
oh,
much
this
about
is
his
his
fucking
DoorDash
DoorDash.
for the month. That's how stupid it is. You're the chain, nigga. You care about a chain a nigga bought. That's just crazy. And then and no, not talking about music at all. And then it's anytime music drops, it's album sales, album sales, album sales. And even from a statistical standpoint, to me, that's the most idiotic thing because album sales are not even real. That's not even a real thing. People don't buy fucking albums. We stream it. So why are you telling me how many albums sold? That's I could be like, he sold 3,000 Jabrubaboos, nigga. Like I just make up a word. What the fuck are we talking about?
No, you're right that album sales don't prove quality, doesn't prove
No, but they also don't
creativity.
exist. Let me
I
tell
understand.
you why.
Go ahead. Go on.
It's 1,500 streams equals one album sale.
Yeah, I was just talking about this.
That's not a
Oh,
thing.
so it's not actually a sale.
It's not a sale
Yeah,
of
no,
anything.
no, yeah,
So think
nah.
about this. If you stream only 3 songs on an album and it gets to 1,500 streams, they count it as an album sale because it's part of the album, but you didn't even listen to the whole album. So how the fuck is that an album sale? That shit infuriates
That's
me
true.
clearly.
No, the thing
No,
that
I get
I'll
it.
say
I get
though,
it.
Yeah.
the thing that I'll say
But
is I don't
you know,
really, when it comes to like the content that he's putting out, I don't like it's not even that I blame someone like him for putting out the content as much as it is the culture that was eating up that content. Because it's like blaming, the drug dealer or the fiend type thing, where they both take, because he helps create that culture to cultivate the people to want that. But it's also like, I think what people are doing is just choosing better. And I said this before when Kendrick dropped Watch the Party Die. I was like, there's a shift in the energy of, like, I've been, listening to rap, I've been alive long enough to see there's a shift that's happening right now. And that's the salacious stuff is not going to be looked at or as championed as it was a few years ago and stuff. And that's what I'm slowly seeing happen. And
That's beautiful.
yeah,
um,
people are talking about albums.
just one point of order, my brother. We do blame drug dealers for their actions in spreading dangerous drugs in the community.
No, I said they both take blame in it. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, they both have blame in it. Of course, you blame the dealer.
I thought that's what I felt like that meaning was in there, but you kind of scooted past.
No, that's what I meant.
Hey, but we never blame the CIA.
We got to.
They all take blame.
We got to
Hey, man,
Blame
start.
there's
Ray.
no
We need some
airstrips in
rap.
the
I need
hood.
Pusha T. I need Pusha, even though he had some bars about it. I need a whole song from Pusha T talking about nigga the CIA did this shit.
Nigga,
Ray
the nigga should make a
Monopoly.
whole album, a whole concept album about how the CIA, Iran Contra, all that shit, Escobar, like you can have
Hey,
a
Wait, I
whole,
feel
it could
like
be a whole
he's got
movie
lyrics about
album.
that though.
he does. He does has lyrics about it and punchlines, but because he's such a well-rounded coke rapper, he, but he needs to really I'm saying like he could expand and he as Toure just speculated about his whole album, he should
That was not
he
speculation.
that
That
was
was
a
not speculation. That was a concept that anybody could come up with that you should do. Anybody should do. Wait a minute. You said and Pusha is an elite master MC.
Mhm.
I don't recall, and please educate me if it comes to your mind, a straight story like the way we got from Biggie, who was telling like a drug world story, like beginning to end. Like Pusha is brilliant, but it's more the non sequitur kind of vision of it. Like I'm like, can you tell me a story that involves the
I
CIA,
don't
Pablo Escobar, whatever the fuck? Like
he has anecdotal parts in his verses and he has narrative stories too, but he definitely hasn't made 10 crack commandments or anything like that, because why would you do that when
not
we already
10 crack
have that?
commandments.
I feel like he has
I'm thinking about like
somewhere in his.
Warning is like a story. And
Mm-hmm.
there's another one on Life After Death that was a story where God, what was that? I mean, forget I Got a Story to Tell, which is one of the great songs of all time. But
Love that song.
what's
Yeah.
the
1 and
joint
2.
where they're coming up the side stairs and shit, and the radiator is hot? Like I could see all the shit. The suit. Which one was that one? There was. I'll look it up. Yeah.
Look it up, but
I'm saying he's
Push
telling
has a
stories, and I
Push
haven't
has a
seen
verse.
that from Pusha, and he's got the information to do it. He's got the perch to do it, but I haven't heard that.
Clips has a song where he talks about how their grandmother is the one that put him in the game, and he tells the whole story about that. It goes back and forth from him and his brother kind of moves it, and it becomes anecdotal a little bit. It's not like super strictly narrative, but it is definitely a story about how all that's happened. And he does have narratives in his music. And chat will definitely put it out there too. Real quick, this is a question for Screw on our interweb news. Somebody put in the chat that Curtis and What's the Dirt is having a beef. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, man. Apparently, it's all going down on Twitter. I'm just watching on the outside, but I feel like What's the Dirt gets like a bi-monthly pack out. So I think this is just like that time again. But there's some stuff about him scamming people, like that Curtis exposed him because I guess What's the Dirt? Curtis was on a live stream with some Canadian person, and they were like talking about Drake and Kendrick stuff. It was a cool live stream. What's the Dirt jumped in there and started talking crazy about Curtis. So Curtis basically was kind of talking back to him during the live stream, but then he took that stuff and he made a whole video, and then they've been going back and forth on What's the Dirt, and on Twitter, and then deleted, jumped in there. And
Wow.
it just seemed like that bi-monthly What's the Dirt pack out. So.
Hey man,
Hold on. I got a couple of things. First of all, the Biggie song I was talking about was "Niggas Bleed," where he's telling in like epic detail the story to where I can see the radiator getting hot with the suitcase and all that shit. Number two, we got to get Curtis on ASAP to tell his side of the story. And number three, is there somewhere I have to apply to start the beef? Because I've been trying to start beef with Mal for months. And like, what's going on? Do I have to like let somebody know? Like, hi, I am trying to
I think
start
you
it
got to
with
give.
you. You
I
ain't
think
shit.
we got to hit the 100,000 subscriber mark.
You're a fucking idiot. Like, is there something I gotta say? What am I gonna do?
Man,
hey, this is what we gotta do. This is what we gotta do, Tori. This is what we gotta do. Everybody in the chat, go tell a couple friends to subscribe to us so we get to 100,000 subscribers. So when we talk shit, more people will see this shit when we be talking shit.
Yo,
that's all.
We're gonna do a whole live where we talk shit about him, and the thumbnail will indicate that, so niggas will be aware. Niggas is not aware that I'm trying to start beef. I don't get it. How many times?
I don't think nobody's scared of you, Toure, in the YouTube.
I know. This corny ass, Drake loving, brown nosing ass, overweight, Ozempic needing ass, Coke bottle glasses wearing, corny Afro nigga who can barely talk. His English is second language. Please play this on your show because I want to smoke. Let's talk about it.
I just can't. I just don't know why you got beef with Ball like that.
You got a show with a white boy, and you are the second coolest person on the show. What the fuck is going on?
Oh, you talking about Maul? Oh,
yeah, he calls the nigga Mal. Yo, Screw. He calls the nigga Mal. He doesn't even call him by his name.
I was lost for a second. Oh my goodness. Oh nah. Okay. Nah. Okay. I see what this is.
Yo, does he rap?
Who?
Nah.
Maul?
Oh, yeah.
No. He's his bro is like Rockefeller.
Brother.
Wait, he doesn't rap? Why is he here?
He's Biggs' brother.
Rockefeller. I think he's Biggs' little brother, or is it Biggs?
Okay, but your brother's a rapper. What's that got to do with you? Why are you
not
here?
a rapper, but owner of a label.
You a journalist?
He was around Jay and them. He was around Rockefeller.
You like second generation.
Wait, is he a journalist? Is he a rapper? Like, how are you here? Because if you ain't a rapper or a journalist, what are you doing? Why are we listening to you? Because you used to hang out with Joe? What the fuck is that? Because you used to hang out with Jay? Does Tata have a show? Like, what are we talking about
Ivan
right
to clip
now?
this. Screw. He wants our clip guy to clip this shit so he's trying to get a good clip.
Now they're gonna tweet about me. Watch.
Yeah, they're gonna put it on you. Screw face.
Just
It's
let
gonna
me
say
know.
screw face. Don't fuck with Maul.
Do I have to go to an office to file paperwork? I am starting beef with you. What do I have to do? Oh my God.
Oh,
Oh my goodness,
that is
man. Woo.
crazy. Let's see the
Maybe that
super
I
chats real
think I
quick.
did. Maybe I did it. Maybe we pushed it over the edge, or maybe don't care. Maybe nobody cares.
I don't think anybody
You know what?
care.
When I was on MSNBC, I made it my business to start shit with Trump because he was a big Twitter fucking goon popping off shit, and he was just another motherfucker in Manhattan. And
Mhm.
3 separate times I hollered at him. You went bankrupt 5 times. You went bankrupt 5 times. 3 times he didn't care. The 4th time he did care. And now we start popping shit back and forth. Now it was going. He's calling me. I got tweets. It's on my Instagram. He called me racist. He called me dumb. He said I had bad ratings. I was like, yeah, let's now.
Bad. The
I want
Apprentice said
action.
that
Now
shit
we
about
in the
you.
shit, right? Fucking writing my own diss tracks back to him. I'm like, yeah, this is what's up. I'm digging that shit. What's up?
Oh my goodness. That's
You know
Let's get
what?
live
hilarious.
chats. Let's get these live
Green.
chats.
Hold on, Green. You got Haitian family, right?
Hell yeah.
You know what mal means.
Oh, Mal. Yeah.
No, mal means bad. That's what it
No,
means in
no.
French.
I just told you, Mal. It means
It
bad.
means bad in Spanish too, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Malo.
saying. His
It's
name
malo in
means
Spanish.
bad, and
It's
not in a good
malo?
way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay, yeah.
anyways, so he said it
Oh,
means
that's why you
bad.
call him mild? Okay, I see. That's a bar. Okay. All right, so you rapping. I see what you're doing.
This nigga Torres on it. Let me get to these damn super chats, nigga.
Go
Damn.
for it.
So more 50 Cent shit. 50 doesn't lose from what he does or says. There are negative consequences. Yeah, there are no negative consequences. Yeah, no, there are no negative consequences. That's the interesting thing about 50 Cent. 50 Cent for his entire life can do crazy shit, and we just let it slide. He's said some of the craziest shit on his Instagram, and we're just like, oh, that's 50. He even said
Oh
crazy
yeah.
shit while he has greenlit ABC TV shows. Like he's working within the most out there cookie cutter industries and channels and still goes on his Instagram, says whatever the hell he wants. And he even talked about it. He was like, yeah, I do that because they're just like, oh, that's the rapper side of me. But the mogul side of me is working in the companies and I'm behind the scenes. And they're just like, oh, 50 Cent's a rapper. He can say what he wants on his Instagram.
I bet you will poo-poo this whole concept. But I thoroughly enjoyed seeing Game stand up to 50 and troll him and get in his shit the way that 50 got in other people's shit. And the way that 50 came out and made Ja look like stupid, like you act
Mm-hmm.
like you're from the street. You are so, and as soon as we saw 50, we're like, oh, that's some real street shit. And Game was like, "Oh, really? Oh, you want to see some real street shit? I'll fuck that nigga up." He slapped 50 around, and we was used to seeing 50 slap people around, and Game slapped him around.
I I honestly never cared about anybody 50 Cent was beefing with. Like I never cared about any of those beefs. I just never took them seriously. I don't know why. Maybe because I was such a backpack nigga and such a lyricist nigga that I just didn't care. Cause I was like, none of y'all niggas is rapping, so I don't give a damn. Or y'all ain't really rapping about it in a beef in a battle. So I don't really care about this beef shit because it has nothing to do with me. But like
You know,
when Jadakiss battled fucking Beans, that was
Oh.
crazy. Like when people were
wait,
actually getting on wax, I enjoyed it. But when you were just talking shit and doing weird stuff, I didn't care.
you know what?
Growing
Some other shit you wouldn't care about.
What?
50 used to go on Twitter. He was live on Twitter at one point and talk about his dog. And his dog's name was Oprah. And he would talk about how he would treat that bitch like shit. And it was so funny and fucked up and like a sideways way of dissing Oprah. And he would be calling her a bitch. And if you were late to the conversation, you'd be like, oh, he's calling Oprah Winfrey a bitch? Like, no, I'm talking about my dog, nigga.
That's the way he got away with it. But
That shit
that's the
was
thing
Growing
funny
about
as
up,
Twitter
fuck.
back in the day. Like you're still on Twitter, Screw. I have no idea what's going on over there because I never really was a Twitter nigga. But people used to say, remember back in the day, we're talking about 2008, 9, Twitter was crazy.
Oh
That
yeah.
oh
was
my
a
god,
crazy world.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
People
That was a
said
good ass time.
anything. And
That was
now
a
they still
fun
say anything.
time.
We still got super chats though. Hold on. When we start
I was
ignoring
gonna say
50,
something about the game and the 50 thing.
go
Growing
ahead.
up, I was on the games. I was like a huge game fan. Like growing up, like that was like
Yes.
the documentary was the first album I bought with my own money. So I was
Wow.
on his side. But now that I'm older and I look at the situation, I'm kind of more on 50 side with how like the
With Game
loyalty
and
aspect.
50?
Yeah, when you think of everything and what I feel now, I understand when 50 felt like he Game owed him more loyalty than he did at the moment. I used to not get it as much, but like through getting different relationships and stuff like that, I kind of understand it more. I kind of feel like I get where
I
he
don't disagree with that. I think the reasons 50 Cent gets mad at people are good reasons. Whether he takes it too far, I don't I that's up
It's
that's the thing.
marketing reasons. He understands the
No. The
value of being
game,
in beef. I'm not mad at that.
huh?
Game
some of
But
them
I'm
started
talking
the
are,
about
not
just like
all
what
of
he
them.
said. If I'm 50 Cent, I'm the top of the world. 50 Cent is actually a in music in the industry and stuff like that, and for his friends or people, he was a very generous person. 50 Cent dropped the
Mm.
biggest debut album ever. Listen to this. Biggest debut album ever. The next thing that nigga did was drop a crew album. Nobody did that. D12 didn't come out second after Eminem. Freaking Saint Lunatics didn't come out second after
I mean,
Nelly. That never
he
happens.
I mean,
That
sure, and
goes
he had a which one of the crew was it Tony? Was Tony in prison when
yeah, free
50 first
yayo.
blew up? And he took care of Tony and he brought him home and he raised him up, coming home like, yeah, that was
Lloyd
stand
Banks
up.
went platinum.
And they dropped that so seductive. Ooh, that was a banger, boy.
The bag,
That
yo,
was
man, that time
yeah.
period was crazy, fam. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying, and then the game comes from West Coast, goes through Interscope. He's on the same label. 50's Jimmy Iovine's telling him, yo, help Game out because he's part of the thing. He brings Game
Right.
into the fold, gives him some records that were supposed to be on his second record. Like that fucking song,
A lot of
Hate It or
records.
Love It, was supposed to be 50 Cent's like first single, and I thought that was I was like this think about that as 50 Cent's second his first single on his second album. Growing up, I saw my mama kissing a girl. For me, I was like, wow, this is getting like more
Yeah.
introspective. And
Mm.
50 Cent gave that shit to Game. So I don't know what the beef is or whatever internally, because you don't know what 50 Cent said to Game or why they were beefing. So I'm not taking a side on that
Because
part. But
they were really mad at each other. It was
yeah, but
real rancor.
business wise, I'm saying like 50 Cent was extending himself, and if he felt some disloyalty, that's his own thing. Now, whether you did something wrong to that person, we don't know the minutia of the personal part of the beef. But business wise, I'm like, yeah,
I
that nigga was
let me
helping all these niggas out that he did not need to help out if he didn't want
I
to.
will
Yeah.
I will always love Game for pulling off a remix with like 50 MCs on it. Remember that
Yeah.
One Blood remix? I
Mm-hmm.
don't think we've ever had a remix with that many people on it, and I always
And
thought that
please
was
don't.
the coolest fucking thing.
That was
Yeah.
fire, but I
And
don't want to hear that.
he was at a position socially within the game to be able to pull that off. At that moment, when he put out a call to 100 people, 50 people would respond. He couldn't pull that off right now. I don't
Yeah.
know who could pull that off right now, if anybody.
Who could put that
Uh,
off? Pull that off
man,
right now?
Kendrick could pull that off.
I don't think
Yeah.
Kendrick could pull that off.
You
You
don't
don't
think he
think
could get? I
Kendrick?
think so.
I think he
I
could.
think. I think he could.
I
I don't know who else could maybe.
not because people don't fuck with Kendrick. I'm saying that I don't think anybody wants that shit on a Kendrick track. I think we
I
just
think.
want Kendrick on the track. Not that Kendrick can't get
Oh yeah, no,
people.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think a Kendrick song, you know what I'm saying? It's got to work with the artist too, right? It can't just be like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, Kendrick has the clout. I'm not talking about clout. I'm talking about it actually working as a song too, with 50,000 people on it. I think Tyler could do that shit, and it'd be amazing.
I mean, there's the artistic point, which I mean, I'm like a brilliant artist could figure out anything.
Tyler did that shit.
I'm trying to get at who has the social standing within the game
Yeah, I think
to be able to
Tori.
call 100 people and get 50 people to come jump on a song. And there's a very, very small number of people who could do that. I think we agreed on Kenny. I don't know who else there even is who could pull that off right now. Not 50, not Game, not Ye.
No.
Ye's done that a few times. Oh, but we got some super chat. Hold on.
What
With
you
the
got?
super
I don't
chat.
think people who want to be right next to Ye right now, like
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
industry.
Exactly.
So we
Who
got
could do
when
it?
we
Scru,
start.
as he reads the thing, who could do it? As he think about who could do it as he reads the thing.
Hold on,
I
I'm missing some super chats. Like, could you guys can you see the super chat, because some of them shit just start missing.
Let me see if I can get in there.
how did I see the chats last time?
It's 50 look Mo and Mo like a Sharpay dog each year. Pass.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
But
Like a Sharpay dog.
I don't know. There was more super chats, and some reason them shits is gone. So
Thank you, Doomer,
Please
for
come
that.
back.
yeah, like I
Please.
don't know what the hell that happened in the top chat, super chat. But anyways, moving
Yeah,
on. Let's talk about some new songs, man. Some new songs came out, right?
yo, I saw
Let
y'all talking about that.
Can
That
we before we can Green, can we go before you go to the new record? Can we talk about Roy Ayers for a second? Because he passed away. Incredible artist. And he's been sampled by a million of our favorite artists.
Facts.
Like
Everybody
one of
loves the
the
sunshine.
most sampled artists in hip hop history. Um, and just a brilliant way of creating jazz music that was popular. Everybody Loves the Sunshine is a jazz song. The guy's
Facts.
playing the vibraphone and shit, but like it was this popular song that everybody loves. But then he's making Running Away, which is like a house song, which is like super viral, popular, multi-decade smash.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many ways that he made music that was so loving and pro-black and like soulful and sweet and beautiful and dancey, and like it felt like from the outside. I never talked to him, but like he loved life, he loved people, he loved black people, and that all pours out of the music.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
was it what we said? Running Away got sampled. I think Get Money, that Junior Get Money, the Junior
Yeah,
Mafia song, that shit's
yeah.
sampled by him. I'm trying to think of more songs. But yeah, I listened probably the first year when I was like in school, college. I listened to that Roy Ayers vinyl and completely worn out. Everybody Loves the Sunshine. Wore it out. I was bumping that shit every single day.
No,
I watched Fight Club at night and listened to Roy Ayers in the morning. I don't know what I was
that is
on, but that's
wow.
You
That's
mean
a
Fight
hell of
Club
an
like the battle
emotional
rap?
balance of fight the toxic shit of Fight Club at night,
Oh,
the
the movie.
masculinity, and then the
The
sweetness
movie
of
Fight Club. I watched it every night. I worked at like a GameStop or something like that, like a video game store. And then I would go to and I'd have classes. I had all my classes on Monday. Anybody ever do that? Where you put all your classes on one day at one, and then I'd work the whole day, and then freaking at nighttime I'd watch Fight Club, go to sleep, wake up in the morning to energize myself. I'm listening to Roy Ayers, which is crazy. Which is
I
crazy.
I love to this day Fight Club. It's this amazing discussion of modern masculinity, the loneliness, the search for connection, the search to figure out what is it to be a man. Oh my God. What
Kind
is
of
it
like
to
a
be
big ass
yourself?
red
Low-key,
pill
I
movie.
feel like that movie is more relevant now
Yep.
like damn near with like the internet culture, the Andrew Tate culture, the red
Hmm.
Yep.
pill,
Yep.
manosphere stuff. I feel like it's literally like more
For
relevant
sure.
now.
For sure. For sure. For definitely more relevant. You would see it a little bit differently because you see it so much in the world. God, you know what I remember when she said, because she was an amazing third character too, and she said, I haven't been fucked like that since fifth grade.
Or some crazy shit like that. Yeah, she did
Oh
say
my
some.
Oh my
god.
god! I was like, holy shit! She did not just say that. She would say wild. That movie fucked me up. That movie was amazing.
Yeah, I
Um,
always loved that movie. Who I feel like that concept, the concepts in that movie, and like the idea of destroying the banking system at the end, right, with the blowing up
mm,
the
the
buildings, whatever
credit
like that,
score,
and
yeah.
thinking about like the red pill stuff and how everyone's consumed by this shit. Who could make an album? Let me just do a thought experiment for you, Screw. You answer first, and then you tour. Who could make an album with those themes, like the theme of Fight Club? Like you made an album called Fight Club. Who's the person that would make that album right now? Not Kendrick, because that's an easy answer.
Oh,
I would say
oh shit! Now I
Tyler.
have to go back to the beginning.
I would
You gonna
say
say
Tyler the
Tyler?
Creator. I feel like he already um like makes songs because I've been on this like new Tyler the Creator kick since the pop out because like when Tyler the Creator first came out, I wasn't really into his music because I felt like it was too like edge lordy hot topic rap. It was just like I'm gonna kill my mom like type stuff, and I was just like I wasn't really into it. So I kind of was ignorant to Tyler for a long time, and then when the pop
Mm.
out happened, and I was at the pop out, and just the energy of him coming out, it's like when you see someone perform at a good show, you want to go listen to their music. So I was like,
Yeah.
man, let me go back and start listening to this. So I went and I reacted to Call Me When You Get Lost, and he raps about those type of like masculinity and like what is masculinity, toxic masculinity, the way that he views it, the way that's viewed to him. So I feel like if he wanted to make a concept album about those topics, I feel like he could thematically. I don't know if it'd be like gritty like the movie, but like I feel like the theme
What he he he
would
killed the theme. I like that. I
I
like
would,
Tyler making that. I think Lupe making it makes sense too. And
oh
the best
yeah.
person I think that could make it, and I saw it in the chat. I'm not gonna act like it's my own idea. JPEG Mafia. I think JPEG Mafia would kill that shit.
I don't
I think
listen to
that's
a
an
lot of J.
interesting idea. I do.
I
I want
listen
to answer the question, and then I would like to hear Screw talk a little bit more about the pop out. I didn't know you were there. Just like any like little anecdotes or anything you could, because we all watched it, but like I don't know if there was
oh my,
anything you saw
bruh.
being there. But like, I actually think that the answer to the question is one of two, maybe Travis, because he's already in that moshy sort of wanting to get that masculine energy out sort of space, but also Wheezy. Wheezy could do a whole Fight Club concept and it would make perfect sense.
Wheezy?
Fuck
And
yeah. He's
Travis?
he's
Yeah,
so punk,
I don't
he's
need none of
so
those.
rock and roll, he's so fucking skateboarder shit. Fuck yeah.
But
But
I
I
don't
feel
think
like whoever,
conceptually he has the power to like.
yeah,
I won't. Go ahead.
I feel like whoever does it has to be a little bit more like they don't have to be like super lyrical, but a little bit leaning more on the words and stuff because I feel like otherwise it's gonna be hard to get the concepts through like a Travis like spacey airy song and get like if you listen to Finn, you're like, oh man, that song was awesome, and then somebody goes, did you know that song was about toxic masculinity? You're like, no, he didn't explain it very well, but I feel like he's more like energy than he is like explaining himself.
He's
I feel
more
like
of a
he's I
vibe. He's more of a vibe, and
yeah,
and you have to be more cerebral. I would say that's the word because it's not like
yeah,
Wayne is obviously lyrical, but he's not very
yeah,
cerebral. He can be cerebral on other people's songs, but conceptually, I don't think he has the ambitions to be talking about grander things. But him
Right.
doing verses
Yeah.
on Solange's album was amazing, and that was a larger macro topic on when you're talking about Solange's album. Let me go to these super chats real quick that just happened to pop back up. Mari said, I want to let Screw know that I am the zero point 0.6 million of the 1.6 million views on the Meet the Grands reaction. That is my daily dose of laugh out loud. She loves
That's
that
nice.
shit.
Shout out to you,
That's
man.
nice.
Man, those
R.I.P.
are
Roy Ayers, Roberta
beautiful.
Flack, Quincy Jones. We're losing so many legends with no one to carry their torch. Quincy Jones, let me just say this for me
And
personally.
interesting.
Quincy Jones, him passing away, which I was almost prepared for. I read Quincy Jones' autobiography when I was 16, 18 years old, maybe. And that's a big gap, but I don't know. The and that shit blew my fucking mind that he's been through so much in his life and was in all of music. This man
Yeah.
was there from the beginning of like the beginning of music and then kept black music and just kept going. And that's how he had to was so able to make the connection between bebop and hip hop. And when hip hop came, he embraced it because he's like, this is what we do. He saw it.
Mm.
He's like, I know what you guys are doing because this is what we do. This is what I did in Chicago. This is what I did in LA. This is what I did in France when they was not letting us play our music here. So I went to France. Then I started composing, and they didn't like niggas doing um compositions. So he had to like ghost compose. This man is just beyond. It's beyond me how he could have done so much. And there's
No.
nothing. There will be no Quincy Jones ever again.
Q is a genius. He was an amazing man. A friend of mine who has met almost everybody said that Q was one of the two most charismatic people he had ever met. So he's
Mm.
just sort of exuding love. And but you bring up Back on the Block, his album about his hip hop album. I think that was 84 that was. And I was already a big hip hop fan before that came out. And I was in arguments with my parents because they were like typical classic boomers. They're like, this is a fad. This isn't real music. This is going to go
That's
away. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This shit is amazing. Like, and I wasn't even trying to put them on to Run DMC or Houdini or Stetsasonic, or it was like, this is my shit. I don't care if you're overhearing me like it, and you're like, that's bullshit. And then when Quincy Jones, who they had revered for decades, made an album using rappers, that changed our familial conversation. Never again did they diss hip hop because Quincy had stamped it. So like, well, it can't be all bad if Q likes it. Like
Mm-hmm.
he totally changed our
yeah.
family conversation.
And that's the importance of us connecting as a culture with everything with our elders and everybody connecting because it allows both sides to be like, that's dope. Or both sides, but everybody from every generation to be like, oh, that dude Quincy's dope. This and the older generation like, yeah, the young guys is dope. And that's what's great about what Kendrick did on GNX, having all those newer rappers on there and taking that West Coast sound and making it like global like he did, because it's like that was not something anyone was listening to if you were outside the West Coast. Let's just be real about it. And now it's like global, and a lot of other West Coast artists are having moments too because of that record. And that's the shit about extending your hand. And Tyler does that too, where he like
Mm.
extends his hand to a lot of different artists and puts them on his album. Or Paris, Texas, who's on his tour, who we need to talk about, because I went to a Paris, Texas show, and those dudes, they got that energy, man. They got the swag. They're like the perfect bridge between rock and hip hop.
So wait, let me
Mm.
ask you one question if something comes to mind, and then we can go into Dochi. Because I think Roy Ayers is one of the most sampled of all time, as far as just the amount of times he's been sampled.
Uh-huh.
And obviously, James Brown and George Clinton are almost surely number one and number two in hip
Yeah.
hop. I don't think Roy Ayers is number three. He might be number 4 or 5, but probably not number three. And I don't know the answer. Who's number 3 or 4? Who's below, fewer than James Brown and George Clinton, but more than Roy Ayers?
I got an idea. Screw, what about you?
I have a couple ideas, but I feel like they're not right. Uh, that's like who would be the third is a hard question.
James Brown, I actually have data. I would have said Michael Jackson as the third most. Michael Jackson or the
Really?
Jacksons. Because Michael Jackson got sampled a lot.
I feel like he
Illmatic.
didn't. Okay, go ahead.
Illmatic, he's got the last track on Illmatic, which SWV sampled the
Yep.
same damn song.
Yep.
Freaking Jackson
Yep.
5 has been sampled by like 5 different artists: Jay-Z, Naughty by
Puff.
Nature, uh,
Yep.
freaking R. Kelly sampled Michael Jackson. There's just so many people. But you know who's so James Brown got sampled 7,000 times. The next
Okay.
people who got sampled is
Official
2,000. Huh?
7,000 times
This
that
is
they caught
Yeah, that we caught.
officially.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, yeah, people be sliding and yeah.
That's
we
true.
okay.
Seven
James
times,
Brown,
thousand
number
people
one.
caught.
Who's number two?
It's a hip hop artist, which is interesting. It is
Chuck D.
Public Enemy.
Chuck D.
Oh
Chuck
no, I can
D.
see
I
that.
called it. Chuck
I
Two
can see
D.
that.
thousand times.
No, I can see because Chuck D's voice, he gets sampled in rock sometimes. There's like a rock song that samples
Yeah.
Fight the Power.
Fight the power. Yeah, this nigga, that's my nigga. So fuck.
No,
Rhyme
that do make
animal.
Cool in the Gang.
Incredible. Rhyme
cool
animal.
in the game. I was gonna say it was gonna be some like some disco funk group. I knew it was. I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say. I just didn't know who.
Wait. So JB is number one, PE's number two, and Clinton is number three. P Funk.
I didn't see P Funk on this list, but that P Funk has to be up there.
Who's number four?
Let me go back to this thing. Scoop, scoop, scoop. B-side, Run DMC.
Number four is
Run,
Run DMC.
run. That Run
Yeah,
has been sampled
yeah.
so much. That
Okay.
Run alone.
And is this sampling their voice or sampling one of their songs?
I
would
think
say
with those
both.
guys, it's voice.
Okay.
I would say that's voice. Music wise, it's cool in the gang. Slick Rick's been sampled too. I would say what's it called? P Funk, Michael Jackson, Roy Ayers, of course. Yeah, there's just a lot of people that just getting sampled a lot.
So there's a hot record. It seems new, but it's not really new, Green, right?
Nah. So Dochi just dropped Anxiety, which is a song she made over the music of Gautier's Somebody Used to Know, which
Somebody that I used
used
to
to
know.
know, which is an amazing
Man, that was
song.
a slap, boy, when that
Yo,
came out.
that was a slapper. I was actually signed to the same label as Gautier
Shut
at the
up.
time, me
Oh,
and the band. So I met Gautier. Gautier is a freaking genius, a great that
mm,
song, and which he has a publishing problems with that. He sampled every single he sampled every part of the keys and the what's it called, the lead melody, all that type of stuff, then replayed the sample with the sample, if that makes sense. Like he sampled all the notes and then put it in
mm,
his sampler, then played it, did it all himself, and then still had a problem with that. But either way, that dude is multi
mm.
instrumentalist, super
I
talented.
love that original song so much, partly because of the structure that the man tells his side of the story, and then
Yeah.
the woman comes in and tells her side of the story. And like there's a small canon of songs where that sort of back and forth conversation happens. And I always love a story where I can get both sides of the story.
Yeah.
That's super fun.
Which is dope as fuck. And that's like Screw said, that was a slapper back in the day.
And again, with Dochi, she has a lot of success talking about her interior life. Everybody loved when she was like, I'm low on self-worth because I'm doing all these drugs, or like the alter ego conversation. Like she talks a lot about what's going on inside her. And here again, this is a song. It's interesting. The chorus is about anxiety. I don't think the verses know what the chorus is talking about, which is fine. They're going in two different directions, but it's fine. But she is again bringing up like, this is what's going on inside of me, which I think makes her super relatable.
What do you think about it, Screw?
Yeah, well, I could actually, because I just reacted to that. I can't remember all the lyrics, but just the ones that stuck out to me. I can argue that she speaks about anxiety too, because just like anxiety is being a black person in America, when she speaks about what does she
Bar.
say? What does she say about the Negro run from the popo? I can't remember the lyric. It's towards the end, of the song, but she has like a little stanza that's all about police brutality and being a black person in America and how you're treated by as that. And I'm sure if I can go back through the lyrics and look at it, there's other examples, but I feel like that was she was talking about anxiety on that too. I feel like I need to pull up the lyrics. I feel like she was
Pull up
talking
the
about anxiety.
lyrics on
She
that one.
doesn't really. She's brilliant, and like everything she does right now is fire. This song is not. This song is very sparing as far as verses. There's 2 verses. One is short, and the other is really short. But they're dense as far as the things that she's saying is interesting, and it's a lot of interesting wordplay. I don't think she's really saying much in the verses, but that's fine. The wordplay keeps me super intrigued with the verses on this one.
No, this right here is court order from Florida. What's in the clear blue water? No limits, no borders. What's in the new world order? Marco Polo, Negro run from Popo. That
Yeah, that
that
one.
blue light and that rojo and then she goes into the bridge. That's a dope verse right there.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, she does her thing.
It's fine.
I
And
mean,
I like the way she did it too. She was
it's for
like,
the wordplay and the sonic play. It's not really she's not
yeah,
really saying much, but that's fine. You don't have to always be saying something. But I'm just
definitely.
identifying that works to me because it's like the wordplay and the sound play of it all.
Yeah,
Like
no,
Screw.
but I was saying the way that it was like a flip of somebody I used to know, I felt like it was more like a freestyle. Like when, because the original version is she dropped a long time ago, and she's just like in her bed with the mic, and she's just like rapping it like kind of live. So it
Mm,
feels more like the on to show her lyrical capabilities, her because she does a bunch of different flows too. That's something that I really appreciated. She had like
mm.
4 different flows in 2 verses. Like she cut every verse to have a different flow, and that's why I like that the Marco Polo, Negro for the Popo, the Loho. So I think it was more like a lyrical type exercise because that's kind of how the song came out. And it's funny because when that song dropped, I did a remix to that song too, and that's why I kind of feel like it's more just like something that when that song dropped, rappers were just kind of rapping over it, but she was singing too. So I don't know if it was supposed to be like a heavy concept thing, but she was going off on it though.
It definitely
Doesn't
doesn't say the original song definitely does not make you say, "Oh, rappers are going to be all over this one."
That's a hot
It's
beat though.
But
I
it
feel
was
like
hot.
it's a
It was
great
just like,
it's a is it a hot I mean like it's a
yeah.
great record. Is it a hot beat?
It's a hot beat.
it's a
Boom, tick,
catchy
boom,
beat.
doom, tick, doom, boom,
The
tick, doom.
beat is so
It's
catchy.
kind
You
of like
hear it once
I mean like
and it gets stuck
they
in your head.
saw I mean this is to me to bring us into hip hop realm, they saw a diamond in the rough because it's the song is kind of melancholy. It's not particularly fast. I don't
What the
think
hell's
it's
fast
really
got to do with anything?
Mm-mm. It's just
Ugh,
catchy.
here you go.
The
Yeah, I
beat
don't
gets
know what the
stuck
hell's
in
fast
your
got
ear.
to do with anything.
Yeah.
Do not do is I think hip hop tends to be a little bit faster. Pop music can go much slower. We don't really have a ballad tradition the way like in
We do
rock and
not have a
roll and
ballad tradition. I wouldn't say somebody I used to know is a ballad, but
no, it's
But
not a
isn't
ballad, but I'm
wait, but
saying we do less slower stuff that pop and rock and
but
I
R&B
feel
will
like the
do
pop I
slower
feel like
music.
the BPM in pop literally is higher than the BPM. Like when
yeah,
in the range of when you're making like a hip hop beat to I think pop is faster than usually than hip hop
especially
is.
Yeah.
But
nowadays. The thing is, hip hop is double time right now, but all that shit's like 60, 70 BPM. It's all 60, 70 BPM. That song, somebody I used to know, the reason why you could rap to it is because the actual BPM, like when we just said boom, boom, but it's similar, you rap fast to it. So it's faster. Now the
Why would you rap fast to it?
how would I would it would be
Why?
double.
No,
Why did I
why?
rap fast to it?
Yeah.
Because the BPM is fast. The beat per measure, like the BPM, the beats are fast in the
So it's
song.
actually so you think it's actually a faster song?
It's fast. I'll find the BPM right now. The
I think
BPM.
the beat just allows a rapper to rap at any pace, but it does come up like when you listen to that, boom, boom, you kind of have to rap like
It had
that's like kind of
it's
how you catch that, even
yeah.
though it's going, it's like it's still going boom, 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 boom,
Doom.
but just if you think about rapping fast to it, it fits. Dochi was kind of doing that at the end with that the roll hold, the po po, that's like the pocket she was in
Yeah.
on that beat, but that allows you to kind of rap like that
The
on that beat.
BPM of that song is 129, right? But that's a true. It's like a true 129, but in double, that'd be 65, right? 65 BPM if you cut it in half. That's basically a trap BPM. It's the same BPM as a trap song.
That's
130 to
interesting. That's
150 is the
interesting.
same BPM. So you will rap to it.
Because
Yeah.
because I guess I feel like Gautier and who's the sister on that song on the original record? What's her name?
Oh,
Katara?
that's my girl. Hold on, don't say anything. Kimbra.
Kimbra.
Yeah.
I feel like they're singing like slowly, like not slow like a ballad, but like, like I think about there's higher energy R&B or pop songs that we get all the time that go faster than that, and they're kind of talking their way through
It's
the
you
song.
shouldn't have to die the end.
Yeah,
That it's the beats
yeah.
are this though. The work out. That's gonna make you when you want to rap to the beat, you're gonna go double time. It's like forces a double time verse if you talk about rapping.
Okay, let's do one more thing on this episode. This is a new segment that we're going to try out because we know ASAP Rocky is still working on music, and we haven't heard much of it. We heard 2 songs that were just okay, great video, but songs were just fine. I don't know if that's going to tell us the direction of the rest of the album, but Green is going to tell us the rest of the. Green's going to speculate on what the sound and direction of ASAP Rocky's
It's
next
just
album is going to
hopes.
be.
These are just
Little to no evidence.
I don't know why that amazes you so much.
It doesn't amaze me; it amuses me. You almost had it. I didn't. I'm not amazed. I'm amused.
So
It's
a
a
prediction.
it's a prediction. It's a desire. It's a hope. It's like, yo, I seen his career. Where do I want it to go? Taylor Swift to me is a good song and video. I think people give that shit less credit than it deserves. He didn't even, and he should have won the video of the year. And I think Not Like Us
Probably.
run the video, and he should have won. What are you talking about? That video was outstanding.
It was
He made an actual movie. Not Like Us is like a nice promotion for the song, but
It's just a
like, yeah,
promotion. Yeah.
he challenged you with like an avant-garde movie.
Yeah, this shit was that was film. That shit was cinema, and
Yeah.
I think he should have got that. But also the song, I like the sound of it. I don't think the chorus wasn't hitting for me in the way that a lot of Rocky choruses hit, but I still love that song. And I think that where he needs to go and what it should sound like is that I want that to be extrapolated where it's like it has these like Aphex Twin sounding ass ethereal like samples and sounds in the music, so it's still like avant-garde, but the backbone hits you with that with the beats, and I think that's where he's at his best because he's such like a person that likes to take weird avant-garde things and bring it into to like just ghetto-ness. That's the simplest way that I can put it. He's like, I'm from Harlem. I'm always gonna be from Harlem, but I like this shit. I'm an artist. I like to bring things into there. So I think if he goes in that way, like go full sample Porter's Head, Aphex Twin, go all the way there for me, Rocky. Beat LSD Rocky, but with the raps. Like I don't need you singing. I want you rapping over that shit and put me in the mood the whole time. I don't need no. That's the thing I liked about the shit he did with Skepta. Uh uh. I
yeah,
came, I saw, yeah,
yeah.
that shit is
That's hard.
one of my favorite hip hop songs of all time. I love that fucking
No, that
beat. That beat is so hard. The song is hard. And that had a different melody to it than everybody. I think everybody brought flutes into it after that song. You know how everyone had that flute wave of
yeah,
beats? I think
Yeah.
Rocky brought that in. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody that knows, but I think that came before Future's um March Madness, and the other one that he has a flute. Future has
He's
a
from the
what's
Mask
the
Off.
Mask Off.
Mask Off.
I think
Yeah.
that's before Mask Off, or is it after Mask Off? You guys let me know if I'm wrong. But that, yeah, the flute wave came in hard after that shit. Praise the Lord. That shit. What do you think? What do you think? What do
I
you
like
want from rock? What do you want from a Rocky album, Screw?
uh as an artist sometimes I don't like saying what I want, but I mean because it's what it's gonna give me. But what I do want though as a fan is that I don't know. Like what you just said, I really do like that song too. I do remember it. But like I feel like the thing that happened with Rocky is when he first came out, I was such a giant fan of him. And I feel like he was so ahead of the curve that and he got bit up so many times and so many people then took his style and reflipped it that I almost don't know what I want because do I want more rappy more like hard hitting type stuff? Do I want more the I think if it does sound like that you said
The
with that
ethereal
type of
shit?
I just want confident Rocky. I want confident Rocky. I want him to talk about the what he just went through. I want him to sound like I'm a rapper. Like when he's like confident rapper Rocky and not like
Mm-hmm.
I do fashion, I also do music Rocky. I think he's the best. Like obviously he's gonna work all that in his stuff, but just confident Rocky, I feel like.
I know what you mean by that because there like when he first came out and him having that whole Purple Swag and Houston Wave or whatever like that, it was like about the music, and then he would rap about the fashion. It's like I just happen to be a
Yeah.
fly nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But it's like I'm gonna rap my ass off on this here. Let me give you this wave with this sonics. And I also agree with you. He's so progressive with his own personal sound, and he tries things out and actually takes risks that people have made careers off of little pockets that he's had, right?
Exactly.
People have
Outside.
made
Yep.
careers out of pockets that he had where he's never even fully flushed out that pocket because he's just always experimenting. So that's what I mean that I feel like if he hones in on a sound, I wish he just would do that. Like don't
Yeah.
hone in because we've got all the other Rocky shit. I want you to stay right here and kill it in that way. And that
I
is
like
green speculation of the day.
I like what Screw said about confidence and what I was thinking about that at times this nigga has been like the coolest guy in hip hop and like just give me that swag sonically,
Yeah.
vocally, what you're talking about. Like some of them old records, oh my God. Like I still listen to like fucking Problems and like a lot of that old shit from that era. And like just be that cool ass nigga and it'll fucking work, man. This guy,
I think he
he's
did that
fucking
on Taylor.
killing
I
it.
think he did that on Taylor Swift. You don't seem to like it as much as I do, but
I have to go back and re-listen to it
that
because
shit
I was
was.
so when I watched it with the video and I was so like I feel like I didn't even hear the song because the video was so crazy. But I got to go back and listen to it. But my thing is one of the most slept on ASAP Rocky songs. I think one of the is Goldie. That
Oh, I love
that
Goldie.
ASAP Rocky.
Love Goldie.
Yeah, that's
That's the
like
shit.
I think that's like prime ASAP Rocky was that Goldie Rocky. Like that was the confidence, that was the music meets the fashion, and but it married together so perfectly. That was the like I feel like him at his most confident. Sometimes I feel like what was that album that he had where the it was like a crash test dummy on the cover or like it had
Yeah.
like a
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like some of the songs on that album he didn't sound as confident to me as I feel like I'm used to him sounding. It sounded more like he was like a fashion person who was doing music and some of them stuffs when I felt like it married together better before. I can't even remember the
Green,
songs, but
Green, do we have any more super chats you want to read?
I'm saw something in the chat, and freaking Curtis is still going for like he's still going at what's the dirt on Twitter right now.
oh
Can we get the nigga on the phone? Can we
I
get
don't
him
know.
on here?
I want Curtis to come through. I gotta. You guys
Tell him
keep
to come
talking. Let me
right
see if I can get
now.
this nigga.
Yeah. That's what I, yeah,
Let's
so I basically confident Rocky, that's all I'm saying.
let's should we say goodbye to the folks and get on the phone?
I mean, let's see if you can jump in this live real quick and talk some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have some super chats. Family
Okay.
lore: my grandma in NYC, early 1970s, once built a snowman with Quincy at an after party. That's a beautiful story. I wish I had that
Aw.
story. After everything
Aw.
that has happened over the last year, I need Screw to explain how he still defends Drake's Hard Part 6. You defend Drake's Hard Part
Still
6.
defend. Listen, this is what people got to realize, and I say this so much times. I am a nerd, like upset. Battle rap is my thing. So there's this, like, I don't know if it's like some rose tinted glasses I get, but I always just
Curtis about to come.
respect the fight.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I respect the fight. So I could see, um, I could respect the record. I respected it, but do I believe that it beat any of Kendrick's songs? Nah.
I don't understand what you respect about that record. That record was probably the worst record in the whole battle.
Yeah,
And I will
Screw, you on
say,
some fucking bullshit for that, Screw. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You my
What are you
nigga,
talking
but shut
about,
the
bruh?
fuck up. That shit was dumb. You
What
my
the
nigga
fuck?
like shit. You know I fuck with you, but
I
that's
ain't gonna
some
lie to you.
bullshit.
No, I ain't gonna lie to you. There's been a lot of times where people have been like, yo, you need to go back and re-listen to that song. Cause there's times when people point things out. I was like, wait, he said that? Because I haven't went back and listened to it ever since the first time I reacted to it. But my reactions are my first time hearing the song. So it's like when I go back and hear some of the quotes people quote, I go like, I might have been tripping, but listen, I'm gonna stand on it, man.
No,
On
no,
a
But
heart,
you
no,
freaking. That's your
you don't have
reaction.
to
You can't
stand
get
on it.
mad
You
at.
can let it go. We can have an intervention right now.
That's funny.
I also like 7 Minute Drill. Just to put that out there.
Wait.
Yeah.
Do you think that there is a worse song in the battle than the Heart Part 6?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, then we're on the same page.
No, that's
We
No.
agree
I
that
think
that's
people slept on push-ups a little bit. I'll say that too, if that's a hot take. I don't know. I think people slept on push-ups a little bit. I think when Euphoria first came out, people slept on that so ridiculously
I
that,
slept on
like,
Euphoria.
in hindsight, when Euphoria dropped, I remember, and people aren't gonna rewrite history. When Euphoria dropped,
Thank you.
people were like, "This is what he got. This is it." They were acting
Yes.
like it was nothing. I'm telling you, go
The
back to the
song where he
time.
said, "I hate the way that you walk. I hate the way that you
People did
talk."
not take that way, Toure. There was a whole group of I completely agree with Screw. There's a revisionist history that happens with Euphoria that everyone wiped out the fact that when it came out, it was split. It wasn't just like Kendrick beat him off of Euphoria. People were like still like, oh, you came with this after this nigga came with push-ups, and people were like, this is the lamest battle ever. Some people in hip hop were like, this is the lamest battle ever. They were like, Drake said this shit, and Euphoria, this nigga said, oh, I hate the way that you talk, the way that you walk. That was the consensus of half and half, right? And I was not a person that thought it was bad or not, but I didn't think it was a kill shot, and I was mad at Kendrick because I was like, where the fuck is the kill
What
shot?
everybody was saying.
We
Yeah.
didn't think that it was a kill shot,
It was not a kill
for
shot. You didn't
sure.
have to think
For
that it was a
sure.
kill shot. It literally was not a kill
Well,
shot.
we understood at the moment that it wasn't, and
Yeah.
in retrospect, we continue to think that it was not. I mean, like, yes, the general impression you are laying out is true, but I also remember feeling like there's a lot going on in this song, and I need time to listen to the song and read it and figure out what's happening here. And
Mm-hmm.
there's other shit that keeps coming out, and I'm like, I haven't done my homework, and you're piling more homework on my plate. And it just was taking time to fully understand what it was. But I feel like, when you had like a week with Euphoria and you saw the rest of the vision with Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, you were like, okay, we see the movement toward a kill shot. We see the importance of Euphoria. We see this is one of the great records in the battle, maybe one of the great records in hip hop history.
I think that
Yeah.
happened more later in the battle because by the time Euphoria dropped and then the next batch of songs dropped, people weren't going back and talking about Euphoria. When the songs were dropping, people were talking about the songs that were dropping. That's why Drake got his stepped on because
Yep.
people want to go back to. But what about push-ups? People weren't talking about that when Meet the
Because we
Grams.
were in it.
Yeah, because we were in it. It was I
Yo,
think like
can
almost
we just acknowledge that that was the fucking greatest battle and one of the
it
greatest
was the
moments in hip
funnest
hop
moment.
ever.
In my years of living, that's the funnest moment in hip hop
In
that I've
hip
ever.
hop, period.
Yeah,
The
that was the
funnest
funnest.
fucking
I
shit.
mean, from Friday morning of 6/16 to Friday night of Family Matters, Meet the Grams, and then Not Like Us. What?
Crazy.
What?
Insane.
And everybody had their own moment as far as I'm connecting with Green and with my other friends who are on top
Yup.
of it, and you're talking to your friend. I mean, like at midnight, I'm texting people who I don't normally text after 10 p.m.
I'm
Did you see the
texting.
shit? Oh my
Yeah.
god!
It literally
Texting
woke
every
up the
rapper.
culture. It literally woke
Yeah,
up the culture.
Woke
Like
us
it.
the
it
fuck up and started connecting generations. I'm texting OG rappers. I'm texting my peer rappers. Everybody saying I'm trying to get fucking insider information from niggas. I was trying to get everything, so that shit was fucking amazing. I enjoyed the fuck
and
out
that
of that.
changed my life.
Curtis said
That
he's
moment.
coming. Right, he said he's coming
okay.
now.
I mean,
There he
I'll
I
never
is.
forget
do.
that because
You could never understand what that moment was like. Oh, there he is!
Motherfucking Kurt.
There he is! Fresh
what's
from battle
goody?
and beef. What's really hood?
Yeah, you got any wounds? You good, son?
Are
I'm
you in the
good.
war room?
Say it again.
Are you in the war room?
No. I woke up today and just had conversations with the internet. That's all.
I
I'm doing good.
heard you were throwing javelins at your ops.
Would you mind if I said this before I got started? I just need to say one thing. I got to read one thing. Do you mind if I do that?
Go ahead. This is your floor.
The following information and for entertainment purposes only. The statements and opinions expressed in this video are based on publicly available information, personal commentary, and alleged claims from sources who have directly provided information. While every effort has been made to ensure accuracy, all allegations should be considered unverified unless proven otherwise. The video does not intend to defame, harm, or misrepresent any individual or entity mentioned. The content presented should not be taken as fact, but as commentary protected under the fair use and freedom of speech. Viewers are encouraged to conduct their own research and form their own opinions. If any party believes that incorrect information has been presented, they are welcome to provide clarification. Hey, gentlemen, how you doing?
Are you expecting a lawsuit?
He's Canadian. He's beefing with a Canadian.
Hey,
Are you kidding me?
you know how they be over there.
It's coming.
How did it
I have no-
start? How did the beef
The thing
start?
is-
Show us on the
the
doll
thing
where
is-
he hurt you.
The thing is, the worst has not even happened yet. This is just a few previews of it. And the thing about it is, it was very much avoidable because, the times that I have responded back to him. For one, it was when he went
Who
at
is him,
Justin.
sir? Who is him, sir?
What's the dirt is his YouTube moniker? Also known as Matthew. But I'm getting to know Matthew over the last few days. That's the crazy part. I didn't know Matthew. I knew kind of what's the dirt by his content. I thought the content was really informative. I liked the 616 in LA video. I said, man, this guy's really doing detailed content. And then I was presented by people who were saying, hey, don't go too much on that side of things because there's evidence that he's taking from Reddit pages. I said, well, content creators always get accused of taking from somebody, especially if you're popular. It's just going to happen. So I didn't give it much thought. And I actually DM'd him the first time I watched that video all the way through. I was driving back home from LA and I was like, man, this is so informative. You're going into the details of the boat and things that I didn't even think about. And I thought it was a real good piece. And I sent him a message. I said, man, it would be dope to eventually have you come on the platform. He said, man, I think that'd be real dope to come on your platform or whatever the fuck. he decided that was the time that he wanted to have that conversation. He said, well, I want to drop this Family Matters video first. And then when I drop this, I think, everybody will get it then. He dropped the video, and that's when all hell started to break loose, because you started to see that this is somebody who's playing both sides of a fan base, because he's looking for, at the end of the day, his own goal, which is getting views, his own goal, which is satisfying his ego, satisfying his narcissism. I still didn't read it like that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do the Trump hands. I still didn't read it like that until that Justin situation happened, where Justin made some commentary about the video, and he just had this weird happy dad drunken rant that happened on Twitter, and he went crazy, and he called, he tried to use a trope that should never be used by aware Caucasian Americans in hip hop or Canadians. It should never be used. A stereotype.
What did he say?
He called him Carlton, like basically questioned his blackness, and then said, "You're like Carlton."
The
And
white
he
boy
made a
called
joke.
who? Called you Carlton?
Justin Hunt.
He called Justin Carlton?
That's crazy.
Because he doesn't say the N word, and then he was like, "I could tell." Yeah, it was some bullshit. It was some.
Oh, he said, "I could tell that you don't say the N word because you're not really black unless you say the N word." He said that.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't be on that
This a
part
white
of the
guy?
internet. Like, I don't even know about this shit. That's crazy.
Well, you probably don't know, because it was a 12-minute reaction video that he deleted once he saw that it didn't have the reaction he thought it would have. I saved that 12-minute video because I knew he was starting to glitch out. And when people start glitching out and they're, within arm's length of the community, or they start to become influential voices because of his views during the battle, which were in billions, I'm watching, because I know somehow, some way, I don't know what it is about, like, I called it the soul food effect. Like, people who don't like spicy foods, who don't like seasoning, seem to find their way to soul food. And I know that what we're doing over here is soul food. I'm not the most detailed journalist. I'm not the most, my research is pretty decent, but like, I know he's going to find his way over. And sure enough, he did. Well, I did a reaction before Justin did his, and I'm like, dog, this is not your place. I gave him grace. I was very gentle with my criticism, because I don't know what your position is. I don't know what you on. I just don't know you. And so I gave him grace, and I said, man, you need to go get that. You need to go make that right. And he's like, oh, well, I know, I went ahead of
Yo,
myself.
fam, you know what I'm telling him, fam.
Worst part, and I got all of this audio. I don't care. I'm a civilian. You ain't gonna call me a snitch. You shut up. So bastardized versions of street terminology. There's a DM where he says, I want to be like that Mike character you talked about. I had this whole video concept that said the white guys that you see in hip hop that we always got love for is an avatar that I like to call White Mike. Everybody in school had a White Mike, right? It's the dude that he grew up around black folks. Even around his mama, he was the same White Mike. Around your mama, the same White Mike. He was respectable. He knew the nuances because he'd been around. And he was like, I want to be like Mike. You could never be like White Mike. Then he proceeds to say, it pained me that people think that I'm that white guy. And that was the clip. And so I made a video. He was apologetic. He was like, man, thank you for not kicking my back in. That's what he said with his own words. Then Justin dropped what I call his euphoria, because that video was pretty damn bad. Had him apologizing and then deleting the apology. So this is kind of catching up the speed of how it eventually came back to me, because I looked at this like, dog, I was cool on you. Like, I gave you grace, and you still trying to play the game. So then I started to see him sharing how he's in group chats with DJ Academics, group chats with Adam 22. And when I see the way that they maneuver, the thing about those two, with specifically Academics, I don't care for his content, but he's damn good at entertainment. He has a personality. He has something that people gravitate towards, even if you like him or dislike him. That's what Howard Stern had at one point in time.
Yeah.
So I can understand that. What's the Dirt has the personality of Dirt. Like, he just the jokes don't land. The research allegedly is not his. And so by the time that video came out, and I could tell he was just like very insecure. He deactivated his Twitter account because of how bad he was getting hit up. His subscribers fell off, and he was really trying to stun on Justin, like, this is probably gonna be the best thing that ever happened to you, and and I don't want to give these smaller channels credit. And it's like, dog, the video hip hop essay category that you now do was invented by the same person you're giving these criticisms to.
Crazy.
Like, show some
damn
humility.
respect. And an actual journalist, like, shut the fuck up.
So wait,
real
are we?
journalist.
So wait, this is still the pre-story because you haven't gotten to
pre-story.
the
So
specific
speed it
thing
up.
that led to you setting off and attacking him.
So when I saw him maneuvering around and starting to like mimic some of the behavior that you see of an Adam 22 or an academics, I said, oh, and then I started seeing the Happy Dad sponsorship. I started connecting dots that I was like, he played me because he wanted to come on my platform. He wanted to come on my platform that day that he came in my live stream. And I was like, kind of like giving him that arm over the shoulder, like, you fucked up. You got to go catch that. You got to go run this fade because you fucked up. And he's like, I know. I shouldn't have said these things. My girlfriend always says that I'm just so stupid. I'm so stupid. He did that whole act. And then the moment that he saw that his apology wasn't working to whatever he thought it was going to be, he flipped his energy. And then he started to become less about trying to appear as unbiased media. And then he started to go in on Kendrick supporters. Then he started to be pro OVO. And so it's just like, I see the same thing happen in politics, especially when people get their back kicked in. All of a sudden, they're looking for whoever will unify with them. I felt disrespected. First of all, I felt disrespected. I'm gonna end this up quick. I felt disrespected when you're out here parading like that, and I'm looking like to me, I'm looking weak, and that's a personal issue. I'm looking weak because I didn't say more. The people in the audience, mostly black folks, was like, "Don't believe this shit. We can see right through it." But I was like, "No, I want to give people the benefit of the doubt." Now you got me out here looking stupid. And yeah.
So when do you get to why you felt like I gotta fire on this person?
Well, Deleted got involved, and when I started to see the way that he was acting with Scru, when I started to see the way he was acting with folks that were allies in his community, especially after United Culture happened, because a lot of that happened because Justin will tell you when we had a conversation. I said, you had your euphoria, now I think you need to have a pop out. And that's how United Culture happened. So then he sees this and starts to kind of, increase his commentary and his disrespect. But even then, I was leaving alone. I was like, you're done. You're done for. Then when I seen him mouthing off about Deleted and trying to like say that he was a white guy, shout out to KB Goes Live, a white guy from, where he's from, Scru? KB Goes Live, he might be from the East Coast, but he's just basically he's an agent of chaos causing issues. And so I left a line for him in a song that I did that was a Joey Badass reply where I said, go playing in the dirt with that culture, you'll get deleted. So he thought that was an opportunity for him to come try to violate me, even though it's just hip hop. It's the same hip hop you break down. He thought that was a reason to come violate me when I had an interview this last week with Friday Ricky Dredd from Canada. He jumps in there on his own accord and starts mouthing off. He starts saying things about, the things that I'm saying. I think I made a comment about unbiased media, and then he was like, tomato to this guy, unbiased media. And I'm just like, I feel like Nas on a beginning of ether. I know you're not talking to me, nigga. You? Like, I didn't say nothing to you. I said one line.
Love my style.
So when he said, you love my style. And then I said, okay, we doing this. And so Friday was like, oh, no, let's keep it focused here. Let's keep it focused because, that's an ally of ours. I said, F him. Because he's sitting up here now saying stuff like Curtis King is a Z-list producer. He's a Z-list rapper. Kendrick Lamar hasn't worked with him in 15 years. And I'm just sitting here like, who's ever worked with you in your entire life? When does you
Kendrick Lamar hasn't worked with him in 15 years is a terrible diss.
It's a horrible diss.
Like, he has worked with him. And he's
Please don't shame me. Please don't shame me.
You
like,
oh my God.
Ironically,
the
ironic about that.
So that
I survived. Oh my God! How?
Is when I posted up because when you said that what's the dirt try to go on me too. When those fake tweets popped out, he popped out and was trying to use that as his moment to bask a little bit and try to get his little lick back. But don't worry, I got something for him too, man. Just it's good. I'm watching.
Whoa! We got a Screwface battle track coming.
I ain't saying nothing, but just
but yes,
just know there's a lot of people that I gotta get revenge on. That's all.
Yo,
Can I just
this
say this? Can I
YouTuber
say this?
beef shit
Wait,
is fucking
Curtis.
amazing, guys. By the way, this is just
Let's
hilarious.
stop calling it beef. Let's stop calling it beef because this ain't beef. This is a barbecue. We having a barbecue and we trying to get the flies away from the food. There's a barbecue and we're getting the flies away from the food. This ain't beef. Beef is
Wow.
when we're equally yoked. He and I are not equally
Right.
yoked. If the only thing you have going for you are views, you are so poor. All you have is views. That's not my story. I don't get I don't have the authenticity that I have. The people that I have been aligned with. You got Nipsey on your wall. I spent time with Nipsey announcing the paid dues festival performers back in 20.
Bar.
What are we talking about? You're telling me about who I haven't worked with Kendrick Lamar. I got an interview coming up in a few weeks with Ab-Soul, and Ali just hit me up for an interview. Like, stop playing with me before I turn you into a song. Stop playing with some people.
Yo,
you playing with people who actually play the game. Sit down and eat your peanuts
and
on the sideline.
Yo, don't
watch
me watch TV, nigga. Don't watch me. Watch TV.
I just think he saw the smiling on the thumbnails and thought I was just gonna be some, oh, it's okay, guys. And it's like, no, this is not what you got. The thing is, you came playing with me because even after that situation, I said, okay, cool. I'm going to now start to show you yourself in front of all these people you care about. You want to be popular. You want to be famous. That's why you spend 400 hours on your videos trying to go have 1 million views. Curtis does content every single day. I think it's still great quality, but my goal is culture. My goal is connection. My goal is commentary that means something to me and my people. So when you come into this and you're talking about views and these are talking points that you get when academics in Adam 22 are in the middle of beefs or back and forth. I don't play that game. It doesn't mean anything to me, and I still get views. So now that now that I notice his views are dropping off, I do notice now he's making more time available to be around the folks. And as he's doing that, there's people left and right who are hitting me from his prior business in the cannabis industry that are saying he's doing the same thing in that industry that he did to our industry before we kicked him out. I didn't have to go looking for that. This is not trying to put any. Anybody care about your criminal activity? Like, bro, you understand I'm a producer that's been working for artists and producer been working for 15 to 20 years in LA. How many Bloods and Crips I didn't been around and you ain't never heard no issue? You not that.
So is this a currently ongoing thing that you're still in the midst of?
He was just tweeting 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, it'll probably be over with. It'll probably be over with on Friday.
It'll probably be what?
It'll probably be over with on Friday.
What's
Are you going to drop
Friday?
a Not Like Us?
He's going to drop.
I'm not about to make a
you
song
better
for
not
somebody
have
who don't
no
make songs.
crazy, man. Listen.
Because my thing is this: he also attempted to soft dox me. So in the middle of all this stuff, he said, "You want to put out personal information?" I put out a video that was provided to me from some folks in that cannabis business who had been compiling videos of all of the insanely disrespectful things he was saying, all the things where he was taunting the people that he allegedly owed money. They gave me an entire Google Drive full of these things, photos and videos. I haven't even gone through all of it. I've seen enough. So they provided this, and now they're saying we would want to be the first families that go and talk to you because he's trying to make it seem like he came on my live stream and snitched on himself, which is funny. They call it me a rat. He came in a live stream that he didn't have to be in front of 1,100 people and said, I hit a lick 5 years ago. You know, you're from the West Coast. You understand how it goes. It's black market mushrooms. What are you saying right now? That's not all I did were play videos from that folder that he dropped when he was part of that cannabis business publicly. I didn't give anything private that wasn't already out that he didn't put out. That's the funny thing about it. So then he tries to go run a search on, where you can look up people, and he starts bringing up names. He brought up a name, Burton. Well, those are my 2 deceased grandparents that just happen to be my adoptive grandparents, and they're deceased. And you try to build a narrative like, why don't you share the same name? Is it because you're the black sheep of the family? You don't have degrees? What are you talking about right now?
How to get anywhere close to that?
What the fuck? That's so stupid.
Now you don't have the right to tell me anything because you've already shown your hand. Cool. I gave you an out. I gave you so many
This
outs.
sounds like the
Now
Kendrick
you're
Drake
playing
beef
with
all
people.
over again. He's like, "Oh, you put
I
my
did.
family in this shit."
What are we doing? They're both
Bro, them people be
the
trying to
Burton
die.
family. They're both deceased. There's not that many quote unquote Burtons out there anymore, and that's crazy. Both of them died of cancer, and I'm sitting here like wild. And some of the stories that I have been getting, oh boy, tomorrow's going to be an interesting day because, yeah, I got someone who is informed. The thing is, the videos that I have been dropping have been people that I didn't even anticipate who just saw me make one video and say, good, it's time, thankfully. And they just been sending me DMs all day long. It's not one person. And these are not criminals. These are families and farmers that he allegedly did these things to. These people, the video I put out today, they said that he owes in total, this is their words, upwards of $40,000, and he's paid only $5,000 of it back. And when he became successful on YouTube, he came back over to that community and said, "Look, I'm a success now. You know, you guys kicked me out. I'm a success now. I'm gonna pay you all back." I had a guy the other day that said he still ain't paid me my money. So while you over here in these politics of hip hop that you got no business, that you already a guest in, you over here criticizing the people that actually got some stripes. Nah, it's time to get this fly out the barbecue. The fly should never been in the barbecue.
I agree. I don't know why anybody allowed someone who could make a 3-hour video about family matters to have any type of voice in this shit. And I blame the fact that we can't control the audience. You know, they're just gonna, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like actually I blame us. I blame me and Toure for all this shit. We should have started doing this shit earlier on, because we would have been 10 times bigger, and we'd have been over here letting you know that what the fuck is. We don't even know this guy. Me and Tori don't know what y'all even talking about. I just learned all this information right now. He's like, who is this nigga? That's all I like. Who is this nigga?
Well, you know what? That's why first impressions matter. And I'm sitting in here with all three of y'all, and I'm like, this wasn't something that was available a couple years ago. I mean, it was available, but it wasn't something that was pursued. I think that we all have had our stories of, you know, the internet trying to police the actions of people that show their faces.
Yeah. That's real talk, bro. And I like if I could just jump in on that point.
Sure.
It seems like there has been an attack. You know, I always like to leave the fan bases out, but it seems like there was an attempt to try to be attack of a lot of people. And it just seems like now the retribution is happening, because when I talked to Curtis, I've been talking to Curtis for a while, and one of the realest things that he said was this is like a spirit. It feels like a spiritual warfare. Like, and I'm not even like a religious dude, but like that is the best way to describe the energy, because it's like when you know certain people run out of options, or certain people make the wrong mistake, take the wrong paths, instead of trying to fix it, what they do is become antagonistic and try to attack. So there's a lot of people who are upset about one thing, and we all know what it really is, but are instead of doing what they can to support that thing, they just want to attack anybody else who may not perceive it the same way they do.
Wait, what exactly are they upset about?
Truth.
What up?
Truth.
Oh, what are they upset about? No, yeah, the truth. Yeah, it's the people who like Curtis said, like a lot of people said, I've talked to a lot of content creators, and it's like, man, it's feeling like rap is becoming more political. And the things that I'm seeing now are things that I used to see politicians do, like the attacks and the concerted, like it literally.
Yeah.
It's like a political thing, and we kind of know what side everything is on. So it's like, even when it goes with the happy dad stuff, there's a through line through. I don't like just saying it out loud, but we kind of all know it's a through line.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Fam, I sat there in one of those and the thing is, I don't have a reason to be in there, but oddly enough, a producer I know that produced for Drake sent me the OVO Twitter Spaces to listen to, and I'm listening to this, and I'm like, this really does sound like and I don't want to clump every MAGA supporter. You know what I mean? I don't like when people do that with hip
Go
hop. Everybody's
ahead.
not the same.
Do it.
No. I don't do that because I know that there exists people. Let me just say this. I know that there's people that exist that have one thing that they vote on, and that's the reason that they go in. Now, the extremists are the ones that I look at as the same example as the extreme stands. Every Drake fan ain't the same. There's some people who genuinely just like the R&B, the music he makes, and think he's good at what he does. They're not into the politics. They don't care about the culture aspect. So I'm just acknowledging that because I know that it's easy to dogpile on that. I'm not defending anybody, or pledging allegiance to anybody at that way as well. But what I'm saying is, when I see the extremists, the ones that ends up getting on the like the daily shows and all of that, I'm seeing the same thing happen when I'm in that OVO Twitter spaces where I'm like, wait a minute, not one person believes this. They all collectively believe this bastardized version of street terminology, this bastardized version of principles of hip hop. They've redefined it for themselves and made it an all lives matter without anybody in there that had any kind of connection to the roots of it. They get to redefine it because they're a fan of one person. They're not a fan of hip hop. I mean, somebody made a point about that, and they're fans of Drake first, then maybe hip hop.
The fact that this has become almost like political space is obviously evidence that like social media and how the internet works nowadays, with interest media rather, right, has created these groups. Like divisiveness is something that these companies feed you, right? You to Google, Meta, they feed you divisiveness because it makes you stay on these platforms. And it's just crazy how with this battle it's created this, and it's just living. Like this is not dying, it keeps growing. It's like a fungus, this idea that you got to be Drake or Kendrick, right? This has never existed before ever in hip hop in this capacity.
It's sad because I can't even tweet lyrics that I genuinely like by Kendrick without it being arguments in my comments. And I know this is partly my fault, but it's like I can't. Do you guys think, for an instance, hey, this is a guy that I've been listening to, and maybe I'm just sharing lyrics. Maybe it's not a dog whistle for OVO supporters to come out. And I can't even share.
Like
the
if I
music
go
that
listen to Sicko
like.
Mode, or if I'm caught dancing to Sicko Mode in a club in Cape Town, South Africa, is someone gonna take me and be like, Green is over here dancing to fucking Sicko Mode? Yeah, I'm dancing to Sicko Mode. I love that song.
Why were you dancing to Sicko Mode? What's the problem?
Yeah. Can we break that down? I'm just playing.
Yeah, but see, the thing is,
why would you do such a thing?
Even with politics, it's feeling like it is like that, where also you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. The same way where it's like it's okay to like both people, the same way it's like it's okay not to. And I feel like it's always been okay to not like a certain rapper. It's always been okay to like whoever you want and not like whoever you want. There might be like hip hop debates, but I realize a lot of these debates don't come from people who are trying to have like a hip hop barbershop Nas versus Jay-Z type debate. It ain't that.
It's
It is
not
like a political, I'm trying to sway you to get your vote, is what it feels like.
Exactly.
And then when you go click on the page, you see that they've dedicated their entire pages to whoever, and a lot of those people are now taking on a loss of a rapper who they didn't rap. You didn't rap. Like I
Screw.
get if some people around Drake are like that, but like it's okay. Your man's loss is cool, but like
we can all still listen to him. He just lost. Like what do we care about?
Wait, Screw. I know you seeing a lot of your attacks. Can you tell me if I'm off with this? The accounts that attack you, don't they tend to have anime in the profile pictures? They also tend to have favorite sports teams like the Boston Celtics. I don't know what that's keep popping up. They
this
also
is Los Angeles Lakers, right?
They also tend to be like football fans. I'm not trying to clump everybody. I'm just saying I keep seeing the same. They're football fans like Liverpool. Like you know that meme that went around that was like, these are the MAGA supporters that all had glasses and they were in their car? I could literally make the same one with the avatars and the team fans and the superheroes. And It's the same thing baked over, and the thing is, they don't even recognize it. Now I know. It's almost like when you used to see that red hat, and immediately you'd be like, "Yep, I already know what you want." I see the owl, I know what you want.
I
It's
also think
insane.
some of these are straight bots, like a lot of them, and I think there's something way more nefarious going on because I don't understand why there's been so many bot accounts like it is political. And sometimes I can go into my conspiracy bag if I really want to. Sometimes I be thinking when it comes to Drake, right? Because it's harder to see with Kendrick right now because Kendrick is winning and Kendrick is representing hip hop. And if you like hip hop and you're basically going to be supporting what Kendrick is doing. But right now in Drake's like the fallout of this battle, it's starting to feel like um dang, I forgot what I was about to say. It's starting to feel like these accounts are maybe being created to make people not like Drake more. Because
Yeah.
sometimes when you look at the account and just like when you think of like even when they were talking about like remember I'm my conspiracy bag when they're talking about the Russian bots that were created to just call like they didn't really believe one side or the other side of the politics, but they're just created to cause disillusion and arguments. Sometimes when you look at the pages, you go, there is no way a real human being who wants to
No.
like present this person in the best light would be behaving like this. This is clearly like if doesn't feel real or it feels like it's not supposed to make him look better because it never does.
Two things to that point. One, I made this connection the other day, and I hope you don't mind me going here. Right? There's a difference, and I say this respectfully to that community. There's a difference between homosexuality and homoeroticism. And what I've noticed with these groups, these bots, their first fighting words have to deal with glazing, have to do with some kind of male on male fellatio, right? When I saw that, I was like, this is interesting. One guy sent that to me and talked about, man, get off your knees, bro. Kendrick's not going to give you any attention. And then I went to his page. He literally had a pinned tweet of a male on male fellatio. And I'm just like, there's no way this is a real thing. Like this is
Twitter be
we have
wildin'.
Second thing I wanted to say. Second thing I want to say to your point, Screw. I just told
First
my
of
wife this this
all,
morning.
wow, my nigga.
Yeah.
I know
Hold on,
what?
nigga.
Yeah.
I know we
Exactly.
can't just move on from that.
Okay, well,
Hold on,
let's
my
talk about
nigga.
it. Let's
Like,
talk about it.
hold on.
Jack.
So
What?
when you look at the definition of homoeroticism versus homosexuality, one is a permanent. One is some believe they're born this way. Some believe that this is a decision that they make. Whatever the case may be, it is a permanent conversation, is a permanent lifestyle. The other one is when you make jokes alluding to certain things that happen to fall into that category. It is when your mind ruminates and tries to find ways to bring it up in conversation. A form of that could even be, say, pausing, right? Or a lot of that stuff falls in that category. And it was crazy. The person that told me about this, it was the homie Murs. We was on tour, and he told me about this, and I said I'd never looked at it like this. He said the same dudes that he said the same dudes that are sit around. He said the same dudes that are sit around talking about they gonna shoot you are all shirtless in the same house, next to each other with no women in the room.
Well, let me, because I did write an essay about homoeroticism of hip hop a long time ago in the Village Voice, and I heard after I published it, a lot of rappers want to beat me up.
I feel like I've heard of that article.
It was when Wu-Tang, I believe they were still on the first album, and the obvious homoeroticism of Wu-Tang was so clear. And remember they had the skit where they were like, I'm gonna sew up your ass and keep feeding you. And it was do something to the tongue, do something to the ass, and there was another and it was do something to your bulb. So I'm like, you immediately went to sexual parts of the body for all your
What about Biggie?
threats. I'm like, this is super homoerotic. And the point
Wait,
was,
what about Biggie?
What
about Biggie? To add to the point, what about Biggie? You look
Biggie
so
said
good,
some crazy shit.
You look so good, I'll suck on your daddy. What?
I know.
Crazy.
Like, I don't care what you say about it being. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your point, Torrey, but I was just saying, like, I just wanted to add to that one point. Like, this stuff has already existed to the point where I had an older woman tell me, she said, Curtis, you ever thought, for instance, that this has to do with how easily accessible pornography is for some of these young guys, and how even though they may be watching straight pornography, they're seeing penises all the time.
So I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. I think that males like physicality. I think for most males, like our love language involves touch, and we are acculturated to wrestle or fight with each other. And if you're like getting deep into your relationship with a man, at some point you might test each other physically just to see, like, can I beat you up, or can you stronger than me, whatever. So I think back on like,
I'm sorry I took it here. I'm sorry I took
Did
it here.
this nigga
sorry.
just pause
Sorry,
the
it's my
shit
fault.
about homo?
It's my
This
fault.
nigga
It's my
paused
fault.
his
I took
own
it here.
shit about homo.
I apologize,
I
gentlemen.
could not. It was just hanging right there.
I tried to move on. I tried to move on.
There's definitely time when males are very physical with each other, and because we like each other as heterosexual males, and it becomes a little homoerotic, even though there's no actual intent there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, but either way, so once the dirt,
I'm
I didn't make my second point. I didn't make my second point. Can I make my second point? Can I make my second point, please?
Go ahead.
Screw. To your point earlier, I told my wife this. I said, I was watching this TikTok video trend that's been going viral where this guy pays $100 if you don't go into Crumble and if you go eat healthier. And I said to myself, we passed by a Crumble. I said, you think Crumble might be paying this guy to do this? She's like, why would he do that? I said, because I watched the video and I didn't care about all the preservatives and things that he said. And he said, like, look at it, they're littering on the floor. It made me think about the last Crumble cookie I had. And I'm thinking, couldn't that increase sales by looking like an authentic video? Like, things are so fake that they have to even run a smear campaign against themselves to have something authentic that makes you think differently. When I heard that, when you said that about the outrage media, so when you said that thing about people, bro, when you said that thing about the bots,
happens all the time. Oh, my bad.
It's the same thing.
It happens all the time on social media where people will pretend like they'll make up a podcast. It's not like a real podcast, but they'll just get like a fake background, and then they'll have some very like controversial, argumentative thing. But it's really not. It's just to get people to click on the thing or click on the ad. It's not even really a podcast. Like, you can't really find it. Or a lot of those stories like where the like, my baby daddy didn't want to buy McDonald's for his kid. All that should be fake. All that should just be like, those people are trying to get people as mad as possible so they can talk about it, which will generate the algorithm to make them keep putting it in people's stuff, and people keep arguing and stuff like that. But
exactly. Is that why they got steak ads? Is that why they be having steak ads?
Yeah, they're putting steak ads on. But I just wanted to say, for anybody who's like, why I was laughing, like, I might be mad immature. I'm just going to put that out there. But when I've never heard somebody break down the torture skit like that before. And I just saw Wu-Tang, their Vegas residency, and they did the torture skit. So now that you put it in that context, that was the first time I've ever heard that.
They're so homoerotic. I love that.
I don't know why I've never thought about that as homoerotic till now either, too. It's like, I was gonna I'm gonna sew your asshole clothes, and I'm gonna just keep feeding you, nigga. Like,
feeding you and feeding you and feeding you. Why are you thinking about that?
Y'all keep crashing out. I'm gonna just say this. No, hold on. Y'all are crashing out.
What?
Did he
lost him.
do that?
He was setting up to say something big, and we lost him.
Did we just lose this man, or did he get, or was that part of the gimmick?
I don't think that was part of the game.
Was that part of the whole?
No, somebody kicked me out. I'm gonna say this because RZA be walking up on podcasters, sir. I have nothing to do with this breakdown. I don't know anything about this. I'm probably gonna see you soon.
Yo, look, ain't nobody disrespecting RZA on this podcast. We were just talking about.
You're
like, we
scared
love
of everything, Curtis.
That's what I said.
Curtis is scared of everybody.
I'm scared of everybody. You're right.
Are there any other disclaimers you want to give, Curtis, before we get out of here?
Leave Curtis alone. Just because I'll be smiling on these thumbnails don't mean that I won't light your ass up. That's it.
You're gonna be the center of the thumbnail for sure.
That's hilarious.
Is
Just
there?
leave me alone,
Do
'cause I
you
don't
have a
bother nobody.
plan for your? Do you have a plan for your final blow? Your final not like us on this white boy?
Maybe not a not like us, but I think the conversation tomorrow will really give you an idea about. He thinks this is about exposing criminal activity. No, sir. You've only confirmed it and admitted it yourself. I have not even dug into that. I don't want to see you in jail. I want you outside. I want you to see all this that's about to happen. I want you outside, my boy. I don't want you in jail. That's not fun. I want you outside. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk to somebody who knows a whole lot about the character of you. This ain't about no YouTube channel. This ain't about no views. I could have ran up the view. I could have not came in here and ran up the views of my channel. Thought this is about views. This is about principle. And it's about messing with good people. You messing with way too many good people. Justin created a lane for so many of us out here. Justin has did nothing but show love to younger creators, to YouTubers. He didn't have to do that. And these are people that you're crashing out on. You think you're bigger than? Ain't nobody bigger than a program. You should have learned from that guy you keep covering. Nobody's bigger than a program. And then you came and messed with somebody that you thought was an easy target. You gonna learn today. The reason I make content today is because I got an obsessive personality. I'm obsessed right now. You shouldn't have came and fuck with me. Allegedly.
Yo, these LA niggas, man. You should never battle LA niggas. These niggas
All of them. Leave the whole city alone.
Leave the
Go
whole
Lakers.
coast alone. Them niggas is
Go
just
Lakers.
ready at all times.
Yo,
Like
you can actually
like I'm not the
hold
street
your head
dude.
up
I'm not
high
a
as a
street
Laker
dude.
fan right now. Good for you.
Whoa. I don't like the way you presented that, first of all. The way that you said that felt so condescending because you sung it. You sung it to me. That hurt even more.
There has been months this year where I'm sure you were like, I gotta rep this team. Now you're like, yo, we could make some noise.
Wow. For your information, sir, my first Laker game was one of James Worthy's last games. I saw it at the Great Western Forum. My pops took me there. My first hat was a corduroy Lakers hat from the Showtime era. I have been a fan for a very long time through the Travis Knight years, through the Dale Harris years. So if you think this is painting me, you were not here for the shout out to Kwame, respectfully, the Kwame Brown years where they didn't have a supporting cast around him. Yeah, I've been here for a long time. So I see this, I'm like, we always win.
I forgot about Kwame Brown. That's crazy.
Oh my God!
He was
Talk
great.
about a crash
He was
out.
great in his
That nigga
platform right
screaming
now.
in his
Shout out to
car
him.
when he was screaming at Stephen A. from his car. Oh my God, that was
And wait. So Ray, to me that was a changing of a guard moment because you know why? He did more views from his live stream that day than Stephen A. did on ESPN when he clapped back.
Hey, but
To
you're
me-
still
to me,
behind the
that shows
Celtics,
the
so good
power.
luck to you, sir.
Yeah. Good luck. Hey, I
can see you
believe
next
we
week.
could wrap it up
Next
after
week.
this, though. I believe that the NBA, this is some basketball latte, everybody. The NBA is a better NBA when the Lakers and the Celtics are strong. I feel like, so when I see Lakers, I like Luka under LeBron because it makes me appreciate LeBron and makes me
Right.
also appreciate Luka because them niggas is balling. They playing basketball. They ain't doing no weird shit. They're fucking launching the ball half court and playing IQ basketball, and that's impossible not to enjoy if you actually love the sport. Whereas like some other people, when you're just playing you playing ones on the fucking court, I can't really like get by you and I start hating on you. Or if you're not Steph Curry, but you play like Steph Curry, I automatically hate you. I hate every
Jordan
nigga
Poole?
that plays like Steph Curry unless it's Steph Curry.
Jordan Poole?
All of them, every single
I don't
one
even
of
know
them.
why you opened the can of worms. That's a whole. We could do a whole hour.
I hate
on
all
how
the niggas.
Steph has changed the game, how the 3-pointer has ruined the game. Like that's a whole hour. I don't even know why you brought that up. The Celtics
I
are
think the
still better
thumbnail
than
for that
the
one.
Lakers.
The thumbnail for
That's
that
where
one.
we are right now.
The thumbnail for that one should be two faces on the thumbnail. Why Drake is the Steph Curry of hip hop.
Damn. Hey, we're gonna have a basketball latte. Actually, we're gonna invite y'all back and we're gonna have a basketball latte and so people know so we can get in on it. But anyways, this has been a 2-hour show. I'm sitting on this
Amazing.
fucking weird ass bench in a hotel room in Cape Town, South Africa. I'm coming home next week, so I'm gonna be back in the studio. Trump sent me back to Africa by coming back, so I'm gonna.
I think I got something for you. Waiting for
hit
you.
me.
Yeah,
Hit me.
when you at the prison. Yep.
Oh, good shit. So I'll holla we'll end it here. What's the dirt? You have some fucking problems because this nigga's from the West Coast and you ain't supposed to be messing with it, especially now.
Show some respect.
Not right
And
now.
I live out here, nigga.
You know
And
what
I
I'm
live
saying?
out here, nigga.
Hey, cuh.
What you
Hey,
mean, what?
You gotta know who you're talking to.
you know what I'm saying? Like, what's good?
What the
All right,
fuck?
but we out. Love y'all niggas. We out.
Peace.
Salute.